I think there is nothing more affectionate than a kiss, especially that first kiss between a man and a woman. I once heard it said that a perfect kiss was like a man coming off the desert, and her lips were his first taste of water. Kisses can lead to marriage, children, and a happy ending. But true love isn't a happy ending. It's never ending. And kisses do change. The kisses lavished on newborn babies bring much joy. My baby boy had a sensitive neck, and while burrowing my kisses between his shoulder and his ear, I experienced hearing him laugh for the very first time, an irreplaceable moment. Then there is that kiss that your children run to give you before going to bed. Then time passes and kisses change again. Let me tell you a story. It was a stormy winter day. My son had invited a young girl over for the very first time. She had been given permission to be dropped off by the school bus. Her dad would pick her up on his way home. Because of the storm, my son and her decided to clean the cars off and shovel a pathway. As I gazed out the living room window, I was reminded of that tender scene from Beauty and the Beast, where Beauty sees the tender heart of the beast while protecting a bird during a snowball fight. My son looks more like the transformed beast, the prince, tall, fair, and handsome. He was flicking snow at Beauty while she was hurling snowballs at him. And just as uncommon as it was for the beast to show gentleness to the birds, so it was for me to see my son flicking snow at his princess. Since he normally trounced his sister, who was a year older than him, he loved winning those snowball fights. This could be his first love. That evening, as we stood side by side at our living room window, waving goodbye to our guest, I saw my son in a different light. As her father backed out of the driveway, I glanced over at my son and noticed he was taller now. And as he lifted his arm to wave, I smelt a mixture of underarm deodorant and cologne, a familiar scent on my husband, but not my son. The heart crusher came that evening when I went to kiss him goodnight, and he turned his face aside, saying, "Mom, kiss my cheek. You can feel I'm starting to grow whiskers." Suddenly, I had realized they had kissed, and he wanted her goodbye kiss to be the last thing that touched his lips that evening. What was happening to my boy? That little scenario changed my prayer life. They were so young, and there's no such thing as puppy love. Counselors will tell you that more young people commit suicide over that first broken heart than any other time, because unlike you and I, they have nothing to compare it to. It's not until they have that second experience that they finally realize there are other fish in the sea. This experience really increased my prayer life. The Lord challenged me by saying, all this attention and extra communication we've been having lately, where you're trusting in and looking to and believing on me to care for them, I take it that this is all because you love your son, right? I answered, yes, Lord, you're 100% right. His responses still wow me to this day. Lynda, he continued, if it weren't for your son, you wouldn't even know this little girl's name. Never mind bringing her to my attention. You have only given her your attention because you love your son. And of course he was right. But he went on, can you see now why I love you so much? And why you have my attention? It's because I love my son too. Since you belong to him, what concerns you concerns me. I asked for his forgiveness, for my lack of trust, and for being so overbearing. When I finally trusted everything to the Lord, the children decided to give each other some space. They remained the best of friends and played an important part in each other's life at that time. I learned to stay alert to every stage of my family's life. When I pray now, I always remember God is in control and loves all his children. Family time may involve overtime, but remember it's prime time. Be available for your children. These are different times we're living in. Children are never the problem. More often, they are the product of adults' poor relationships. Their hearts are pure and tender, and it's up to us to care for them by keeping watch and using wisdom. This is Lynda Lewis with some food for thought. Perhaps we can remind our children not to be so quick to give their heart to the one who wins it. Maybe we should tell them to wait for the one who treasures it.